Welcome aboard, it's Captain G with Barbarossa After Action. So we've decided the game is indeed over. We looked at the German capture of Baku and tried to find any way that it does not stand. The Soviets' closest forces here can only move one territory, so they would not be able to get anywhere close to Baku, let alone retake it. The forces here, there is a train unit that survived the attack, the air attack, that could carry some of the 2nd Army Group, which is back here, and includes their elite guards armor. But even moving 6 tanks down to Grozny to take the city on their combat turn, on turn 5, there's no fuel, there's no supplies. And there are no fuels where that train is, and that's his only train. The other one was destroyed in Leningrad a couple turns ago by air raid. Purchases could put fuel there, but that would be after the strategic rail, so the train's already down, and that truck couldn't move it down in turn 5 before the combat phase. We looked, they do, the Germans do not have air transports to fly in supplies. Sorry, the Soviets do not. The Germans do. They have a couple air transports here at that fuel depot, and using the southern Black Sea route could easily fly down here to bring fuel. Not that these defenders need fuel to move or attack or anything, they're going to stay there, but it would keep them in supply and they would not be penalized for being out of supply if attacked. But again, the Soviets can't get down there to attack them. And even if there were enough Soviet air forces, which there are not, to attack this space and wipe them out, the territory remains in German control because there's no Soviet land forces. So that's it. That will end the game. We really enjoyed it. I think in the comments on an earlier video I mentioned that traditionally when my son and I play a new game, we'll play it once, then the next time we play we'll swap roles, so we can each learn the game. But we've decided and mutually agreed that when we play this again, we each want to play the same side because we feel we've learned a lot and know we each feel we could do better. So the next time we play, I'll be the Axis. My son, or Eggman as he's adopted for his handle, will be the Soviets defending. We learned a lot about the rules, weather, terrain, supply. Really enjoyed all of that. Some of the nuances that we learned deal with air movement and how that worked. We thought we got it right at the beginning, then changed our minds and said, no, we must have it wrong, and we went to something different. But by the end, rereading the rules, we figured out the proper way. So that made the difference toward the end of the game. The other thing that we still haven't quite figured out yet is the battle board. It looks nice, but the structure of the front line, secondary line, and reserves, we couldn't see that that had any relevance in ground combat. The aircraft, the air-to-air aspect, and then the attacks on the ground forces we got, but not the layout of the ground forces. So maybe that's from an older version, or there's a part of the rules that we just completely missed, but we could not figure that part out. But overall, love the game, love the mechanics, excited to play it again at some future date. Hope you enjoyed learning about this great game. And if you've played it, again, we want to love to hear from you to see if there's anything else that we missed that we didn't even realize we missed. Let us know how your games typically ended. Up next for us is the other game that I bought at Twisted Lords Com. Global War 2025. So we're excited to move on to that game. Maybe we'll get back to this later this fall or in the winter. And that's basically it. That's our after action. Love the game. Highly encourage it. And want to hear from others who've played it as well. This is Captain G for Barbarossa. Over and out.